Senator Rochas Okorocha arrested and reportedly released today amidst drama in Owerri, Imo State. And another party crisis as the PDP National Working Committee distances itself from the zoning rift in Anambra State. Well, this is Plus Politics, and I am Mary Ann Cohn. The Imo State Police Command has released former governor of the state, Rochas Okorocha. Spokesperson for the State Police Command, Ikeokwu, said Okorocha was released after he was invited for questioning over the unsealing of the Spring Farm estate linked to his wife, Nkechi. Although Rochas Okorocha had accused the Imo State government of sending thugs to attack him. While we're discussing this topic today, joining us is Sam Onwuemeodo, his Senator Okorocha's special advisor. Thank you very much, Mr. Sam, for joining us. And we also have Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Imo State, Declan Emelumba, and the Police Public Relations Officer for Imo State, Ikeokwu. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
All right.
You're welcome.
All right, so I'm going to start with the claims by the special advisor to Senator Rochas Okorocha. Now, he has said that 1,000+ armed thugs, armed to the teeth, actually, led by the governor's aide, attacked the senator, according to Sam. He said that there were 1,000+ people, but we have a video that showed what exactly happened at that at the estate. Well, let's quickly look at that video, and then we'll have this conversation.
I'm not fair. You know, you know now. You know, you're 53, I'm 56, I'm 54.
Whatever you're doing,
I'm the one that can you. I can't your way.
Let's stop that.
I can't your way at
Let's stop that nonsense.
You know.
Let's stop that nonsense.
Which innocent?
Who are you?
Who are you? Don't you know you're only
the man.
In 2001, I
You pay for it. Stop. Stop. And nobody can do this decision. Hey. No.
Mr. Sam, can you walk us through exactly what happened yesterday from your perspective?
Hello?
Yes, walk us through what happened yesterday. Explain to us what happened.
No, it was an act of progress, which the government in place now has introduced in the state. Before now, Imo people have never witnessed a government that goes with talks. It's a new development in the process of Imo State. The former governor, Rochas Okorocha, he was in Abuja when the story of Royal Palm Hotel was sealed. He was also there when they said they have deployed some policemen to that place. So they called the commissioner of police to ask him whether he sent some policemen to that hotel. The man said no. He called the deputy commissioner of police and made the same inquiry. The DCP said he didn't send anybody. He called the director of the state. I said, did you send any security personnel to the hotel? He said no. So when he came into it, he decided to go and find out whether those people there were actually policemen. Seeing the man who was expected to have sent them said he didn't send anybody. So he went there and saw those police people and said, please, who sent you? They said they came from government house. That the governor sent them. So it was at that point that Silas Awani, the two appointees of the government, came with lorry buses loaded with trucks who were armed with machetes and guns. That was all. The former governor Okorocha went there with only 5 days. He never preempted anything. So, in other words, that attack yesterday was uncalled for, unexpected, and unprovoked.
Interesting.
And you must have seen the videos. If the former governor had wanted to go and make trouble, he would have, he knew what was around. So it was an unprovoked attack.
Okay.
And that is the state we are now in the state.
Let's hear from the police public relations officer. He's also on the line. Mr. Orlando, can you kindly let us know if there's any truth to what Mr. Sam has said? Because he's insisting that the deputy police commissioner and the police commissioner had said that they did not send their men to that estate. But the police also released a report saying that they had arrested Senator Okorocha for unsealing that estate. Can you tell us exactly what your men went there to do? That is, if you sent your men there.
Well, the only thing I can tell you about this, I wasn't there when he made the call, and from what he just said, he never mentioned my name. That means no call was put to me. So I don't know who he called and what reactions he got from the call. But what I can tell you was that the command received a distress call from Akachi area, precisely the Royal Spring Palm apartments, which was before that time, which sealed by the state government. And as a result, the command sent operatives to that place only to discover that there was something that can be referred to as crisis, because there are supporters of the former governor, and then the agents of government, and then some youth who claim to be concerned youths of Owerri. All of them having a face-off. There was a clash. So at that point, the command had to calm down the situation and then take the senator out of the premises for 2 reasons. Number one, we had to do that for his own personal safety, because if we had not taken him out to protective custody, we don't know what would have happened to him, and we wouldn't allow any scratch or bruise on the distinguished Senator Rochas Okorocha. That was first. On the other hand, the state government has lodged a complaint that he has forcefully and violently broken into a sealed premises by the state government. So we also use that opportunity to invite him to come and say what he knows about the allegations leveled against him, if it is true or false.
So, Mr. Orlando, you're telling me that the senator was not arrested. He was only invited by your police command to come and explain why he broke the seal that was put on that estate. Because according to Mr. Sam's press release, his boss was attacked and he was arrested.
What? Come again?
Did you hear me?
Let me hear you.
According to the press release by Mr. Sam, he was arrested and he was attacked by a group of hoodlums.
Well, I am not talking about the group of hoodlums. I'm talking about the actions of the police command.
Exactly. And he stated in his press release that his boss was arrested.
Is that?
He said that his boss was arrested, and you're saying that he was not arrested.
Fine,
that you were trying to protect him.
If he deemed it free, if he deemed it to be arrest, it's fine. But we invited him over, which is normal, which is the right thing we are supposed to do at that point in time, and we did just that. And by the grace of God, we are doing justice to the matter. And if anybody is claiming that policemen were in that premises, the truth about it is, when a premises is sealed, that stops an operation in that premises, which simply means there will be no business in that premises. As such, nobody will be seen within that vicinity. So it is the duty, we are mandated as police officers to guide that place, to ensure that we don't allow hoodlums, vandals, and looters to have a field day. So the police have a responsibility to take care of that place and ensure that place is secure.
All right. Back to you, Sam Onwuemeodo. Can you tell us for certain that your boss or you and the senator had no idea that that estate was sealed in the first instance? And what exactly were you and your boss doing at that estate if it had been sealed by the state government? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, did you hear my question?
Are you asking me?
Yes, Sam, the question is for you. If you knew that the estate was sealed and
Okay.
it was sealed by the state government months ago, you still showed up at that estate, what exactly were you doing there? What were you hoping to achieve showing up at the estate that was sealed?
First of all, I don't want to join issue with the police. Otherwise, when you want to restore peace, they came there, they saw some thugs holding guns, holding knives, just walking out and one lady who was hitting people. If the police had come there to restore peace or restore, they would have arrested some people now. They allowed them to go. The police was even heading the thugs. So we don't want to talk that one now. But let me tell you one thing. We are the center governed by law. You don't go to my private property and say you have sealed it without no court order, no court judgment, no court ruling. We're not in a jungle society. If you're a responsible government, you must seal a property, a private property, with the court order, valid court order, and not on the basis of white paper. White paper has no legal weight.
But if you required these things, were there no better avenues to go across or get across to the government who had sealed this property to ask for a court order or ask for a paper to show why your estate was being sealed instead of showing up there unceremoniously and causing the kind of drama that happened yesterday?
Hello?
Yes, I was saying that if you're asking for a court order or a piece of paper to show why your estate was being sealed off, wouldn't there have been a better avenue to go about it, to reach out to the government instead of showing up at a sealed place unceremoniously and thereby having what happened yesterday transpire?
Do you know why when they talk about sealing the property, everything is in doubt? The issue of that property, that royal property, is in court. Even the somebody might say, all of them are stated in court of competent jurisdiction, and the government is a party. So what they would have done, if they had suspended the property to be owned by the government for anything, they go back to the court and ask for court order. And now you on that, don't do that. If you go to my private house, I say I've seen it. Will I put my hands? I will ask you if you have a court order. When you don't have a court order, no court judgment, no court ruling, then everything is suspicious.
Interesting.
It's not being governed by law. It's not a lawless society.
All right.
This should be strengthened.
Okay.
You don't go and steal a private property on the suspicion that one thing or the other happened without a court order. It's not done anywhere in the world.
Mr. Onwuemeodo, let me push you a bit further on your principle. There's been no love lost between Senator Rochas Okorocha and his two successors. I'm talking about the former Deputy Senate President, Deputy Speaker of the House of Reps, and of course the sitting governor. There's literally been one drama or the other following each. I mean, every governor has had one issue or the other with your principle. Why do you think that this is? Because it cannot be the same issues over and over for every governor that took over after him. Why do you think that there's this bad blood, per se?
I think that's your question.
Well, I'm saying that there seems to be no love lost between your principal, the senator, and his two successors.
No. Now, can I tell you something?
Go ahead, please.
Can I tell you something? Are you listening to me?
I can hear you.
Yes. when this governor now, when he was inaugurated, when the Supreme Court declared him governor of Imo State, this Rochas Okorocha was there for his inauguration. So what happened? But along the line, we now discover that probably the man was intimidated by Okorocha's achievement, or what? First of all, he started demolishing Okorocha's project. The other week, he invaded the private warehouse of the former governor. The other day, he went to Eastern University. He said he had changed. He said, we are not in a lawless society. You don't think, yes, you're a governor, we agree with you. But you must do things accordingly. You don't enthrone progress.
And why do you think
you don't enthrone banditry? It's not allowed anywhere. The governor is the number one citizen of the state. He knows what to do at any given time. You went on air and said you have changed the name of university. An institution established by law. So Okorocha has no problem with the governor. It is the problem. It's the governor that is generating tension, even when there's no need for that.
Okay, let's go back to August of 2019. There was a split between royal fathers, and this was again reportedly caused by the senator Rochas Okorocha at the time because of statements that were credited to him against the then governor Ikeokwu. So, like I said earlier on, he has had issues with both governors who have succeeded him in the space of a year or two. There has to be... So, again, you're saying that he has no problems or no issues with these people.
Yes,
but he seems to be always in the middle of every crisis or every disagreement that is in Imo State.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you know where the problem lies? The problem lies in the achievement of Rochas Okorocha. Okorocha achieved a lot for him. So who have come after him? They are being intimidated by the achievement.
What are those achievements? What are those? Can you please tell me what those achievements that Governor Rochas Okorocha had that everybody is being intimidated by? What are those achievements? Kindly tell us.
Oh my God! If I start mentioning them, then I will spend 5 hours here. That all the roads in the capital of Imo State, Owerri, had stopped where you call Concord. That was where it ended. It was a small city. It was Okorocha who extended it to New Owerri, where you call New Owerri now. Ask anybody.
I'm sorry.
Open that outlet.
I'm sorry, Mr. Onwuemeodo. Did he use his personal money to expand those roads?
Was
it his personal funds that he used in expanding the roads?
I said the capital of Owerri, and then so it was Okorocha who expanded to other areas and began to do cities.
Did he use taxpayers' monies? Did he use taxpayers' monies, or did he use out-of-pocket money to expand the roads?
We're not talking about private. We are talking about.
Well, because you're classifying this. I'm sorry, Mr. Onwuemeodo. You're classifying this as an achievement. It is his job to expand the roads, to develop infrastructural changes. Is his job as a governor. Should that be an achievement?
I agree with you. Let those after him now show their own achievement. It's not making trouble.
Interesting.
They're envying him. They're envying him. That's the issue.
There seems to be a...
They're envious of him.
Okay. Let's move on. There seems to be a supremacy fight between the sitting governor and Governor Okorocha in the APC, obviously. Could the reason why your principal showing up at that estate yesterday be that he's trying to show that he's still relevant in the APC in your state?
Okay. The story of APC in Imo State, even the whole of Southeast, cannot be complete without Okorocha. If you had followed events in this country, you discover that Okorocha was called ugly names because of APC. They called him Okorawusa. They called him Alhaji in government house because of APC. He took that risk. brought APC in the southeast, in Imo State, built it up, and somebody thinks he can come from nowhere to push him out. No, now. A tenant cannot push a landlord out of a party. It doesn't matter. At what point?
I want to let the police PRO for Imo State quickly run off because he has other things to do. So let me come back to you, Mr. Orlando. As Mr. Onwuemeodo has mentioned, there were somewhat young people who were armed with machetes, I mean, reportedly, because I didn't see the machetes, and other things at that estate. Were those people arrested alongside with the senator?
Mm-hmm. Well, we made arrests, but I cannot specifically say on whose side they were. And the situation was so tense and chaotic as at the time police arrived at scene. And if you are operationally inclined, you will know that at that point in time, it is very, very difficult for anybody to make an arrest. So what we are doing now is, just like he has mentioned some aides, we have extended our invitations to those aides. We have even gone as far as intercepting some videos on social media where we viewed and saw that there are some infractions that were made and some crimes committed as well. That is to say that the Commissioner of Police has ordered that, one, the video should be investigated to find out the authenticity of that video, that is to ensure that it is not doctored, and then see if there is anybody that is found culpable, that person will be arrested and made to face the full wrath of the law. We are still working on it. We are still investigating, and with time we'll keep on making arrests if need be, and we'll keep on doing otherwise too. So we question people: if you don't have anything, any culpability, we allow you go. So at that point, those we could arrest, we arrested. Not that we folded our hands and allowed everything play. And I can tell you, we have even arrested somebody with a gun, a pump action. I know you doesn't know, but I can tell you we even made arrest with somebody. We arrested somebody and they recovered the pump action. The person is somebody, for security reasons, I won't be able to mention them here right now because the matter is still under investigation.
Okay.
So what I can tell you is that the police remains apolitical. Once any crime is committed, the police will come and do their job. And that is why we ensure that everybody play by the rules and do the right thing at every point in time.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Orlando Ikeokwu is the police PRO for Imo State. Thank you for joining us. Let's go back to Mr. Sam Onwuemeodo. Mr. Sam, I'm coming back to you.
Can I react to what the police officer said?
Please feel free.
Yes. Now, he talked about their effort to arrest some people, but he didn't tell you that the personal heirs of the former governor were taken to court today.
But he just made mention of that they've also been invited.
The men talks, who were establishing goals and that, nobody arrested them, including Owerri and the one Ikeokwu who led the talks. They're moving free. Like I said, I don't want to join issues with the police, but may God help, let them do their work. But otherwise, what happened yesterday, it appears that the security of the state has broken down entirely.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Ikeokwu, go ahead if you want to respond. Yes, respond.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Hello?
Mr. Ikeokwu, we can hear you.
Hello?
It's quite unfortunate he cannot hear us. But you can speak. If you can hear us, just go ahead and speak. Well, I think we lost him. But let's come back to you, Mr. Onwuemeodo. We also...
I think one thing is either I am not here to join issues with anybody. I am only here to talk about the actions of the police and vis-a-vis what happened on Sunday. But I want to just tell him there are some videos they posted. One of them posted. I can't remember the name of the person who posted. I want to tell him to go and view it again so that he will know the number of people they came there with. Because he earlier said they came with not more than 5. I think he should go there and take a look at those videos. That will be able to give him a better information. So we are trying to balance this situation here. We are trying to ensure that we are very, 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 very peaceful. We are trying to ensure that we give everybody very free level to operate. So we don't want to take sides. We don't want to say we are doing this for this or doing this against this. We are trying to balance the whole thing we are doing, and that I think we have done to the best of our ability.
All right, thank you very much.
We have made arrests and we are continuing in what we are doing.
All right, thank you very much. Orlando Ikeokwu is the police PRO for Imo State. He had to respond to that. Back to you, Mr. Sam Onwuemeodo. One last question before we wrap up this segment. Now, you were saying earlier on that the reason why the sitting governor has issues with your principal, that's the senator, is because he's intimidated by him. But let me just refresh your memory a bit for those of us who followed the elections in Imo State. This whole situation dates back to the governorship primaries in 2019, where Governor Uzodimma had the support of the National Working Committee of the APC, while your principal at the time was supporting his son-in-law, who also was running for governorship, but on a different platform. So I'm hoping that I have rejigged your memory as to where all of these started. This thing that happened obviously had divided the APC at some point, which made, of course, the National Working Committee also frown at what, the then governor, had done. But when will this feud end? Because now it's beginning to affect, the peace in Owerri and, of course, Imo State. If we have young people who are in support of one particular person or the other, and then we're having officials and aides of the government also on one side, and we're having to have the police come to intervene. How soon do you think that this feud will end? Is there an end in sight? Do you see the APC calling for a roundtable discussion and maybe a handshake across the table?
Can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead.
The governor is the leader of the party in the state. But in doing that, he also has to consider some other variables. Before the governor came, there was a court judgment, an appeal court judgment, confirming that the Wafo and Co. as authentic chairman and ESCO of the party in Imo. That judgment has not been upturned. What they decided the governor to do was to inherit those guys and work with them. But he put them out, people with appeal court judgment in their favor. He said, you have set up a charter committee. Charter committee, does it invalidate a court judgment? The answer is no. You see, look, most of these issues, when you understand them formally, the culture is on the first lane of history and prosperity.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you very much, Mr. Sam Onwuemeodo. You are Senator Rochas Okorocha's personal aide and his special advisor. Thank you very much for speaking with us. Hopefully, we will see some peace come back to Owerri.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you for staying with us. We'll take a short break, and when we return, the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has disassociated itself from the debate on which part of Anambra State should get the governorship ticket. Yes, zoning has come into the picture. The National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Kola Ologbodiyan, has noted that the National Working Committee would not seek to decide the zoning of Anambra governorship ticket. While some party members are rooting for zoning, other stakeholders are maintaining that zoning has no relevance in the search for ideal candidates to be the governor of the state. Stay with us. We'll be right back.